Hello. For this Excel video tip, I want to talk about how you can do what's called stepping through a macro. And I would have actually included this in a previous video, um, but my recording software uses the same uh, key command to walk through a macro as it does to pause the recorder. So every time I tried to record it, me walking through the macro, I would just pause my recording. So I got that corrected, and I just wanted to kind of do an addendum and kind of show you how you can walk through a macro. So to help me illustrate that, I've got on my screen here the Excel sheet and a macro that we've used in a previous example. Now, if I wanted to run this macro, again, I can just click inside and hit play. We've covered that in a previous video, and it enters everything for me just like the macro. Now, if I was, I'm going to delete that just to show this. If I was testing something and I wanted to see what each of these lines do, if I click inside the macro and instead of hitting play, I hit the F8 key, you'll notice now it highlights that macro. And this is the row that you're about to implement. So if I hit F8 again, every time I hit F8, it's going to enter or execute is the better word, this row of commands here. So if I hit F8, it should select cell A4, and it did. If I hit F8 again, it's going to select cell A5, which it does. If I hit F8 again, it's going to put 10 in A4, and it did. And you notice it didn't move the cursor because it only just had to change the value, not move the cursor. And then F8 again should put Alan in A5, and then F8 again will end the sub. So that's just a way that if you've got problems with your code or you're trying to figure out what's going wrong, that's one way that you can step through that code. The other thing I want to touch on real briefly is this immediate window. Let's say I want to test some code without having to make a macro. I can actually just type right down here in the immediate. So down in the immediate, if I type range D4 equals, excuse me, dot value equals cool and hit enter, it just executes that immediately. So if you're trying to understand what does this do, this is immediate window is a good way just to test one line of code to see what it does. So that's today, just a kind of an add-on for stepping through a macro and then using the immediate window. So thanks, have a great day.